It's midnight in rural Mexico. A desperate man stands at a crossroads where two dirt roads meet. His farm is failing. His children are hungry. He has no options left, so he does what the old stories say. He calls out into the darkness, "Old Charro Negro, I need your help. I'll give anything." Silence. Then, in the distance, he hears it. Hoofbeats. Slow, deliberate, getting closer. From the shadows emerges a figure on horseback. A man dressed entirely in black charro suit, covered in ornate silver decorations. Black hat, black gloves. Riding a massive black horse that breathes steam in the cold night air. The man cannot see the charro's face, hidden beneath the wide brim of his hat. The charro's voice is smooth, cultured, almost friendly. "You called for me. Tell me what you desire, and I will provide it. All I ask is a small price." The desperate man explains his situation. El Charro Negro reaches into his saddlebag and produces a leather pouch heavy with gold coins. "This will solve your problems. I'll return in 7 years. When I do, you will come with me. Do we have an agreement?" The desperate man, seeing his family's salvation in that pouch, agrees. 7 years pass. The man becomes wealthy. He forgets about the deal. Then, on the 7th anniversary at midnight, he hears hoofbeats outside his door. El Charro Negro has returned to collect, and the man realizes too late. He didn't make a deal with a generous stranger. He made a deal with the devil himself. El Charro Negro is one of Mexico's oldest and most widespread legends, appearing in folklore from pre-colonial times through the present day. The Charro the Mexican horseman or cowboy is a symbol of Mexican masculinity, honor, and national pride. Charros wear distinctive suits adorned with silver, ride magnificent horses, and represent the best of Mexican tradition. El Charro Negro perverts this symbol, making the devil appear in Mexico's most honored cultural form. The origins of El Charro Negro blend indigenous, Spanish, and Catholic influences. Pre-colonial Aztec and Mayan cultures had deities who tested humans, offering power or wealth in exchange for sacrifice. When Spanish conquistadors arrived bringing Catholicism, they brought the concept of the devil Satan, Lucifer, the tempter who offers worldly pleasures in exchange for eternal damnation. These two traditions merged in colonial Mexico. The Spanish Catholic devil took on Mexican form. Instead of appearing as a red demon with horns and pitchfork, the European image the devil in Mexico appears as a charro. He wears black instead of the traditional colorful charro suit. He rides at night instead of in celebratory processions. But he's unmistakably Mexican in presentation, making him more terrifying because he's familiar, not foreign. The most common origin story says El Charro Negro is literally the devil Satan himself, who roams Mexico looking for desperate souls. He doesn't force anyone to make deals. He simply appears when called, offering exactly what people think they need. The genius of his approach is that he never lies. He delivers exactly what he promises. The wealth is real, the power is real. The price is clearly stated up front. 7 years, then you belong to him. People make deals with El Charro Negro for various reasons. Poverty is most common: farmers whose crops failed, merchants facing bankruptcy, families with no food. But he also appears for other desires. Unrequited love. Make her fall in love with me, and I'll give you anything. Revenge. Help me destroy my enemy, and I'm yours. Ambition. Make me the most powerful man in the region. El Charro provides all of it perfectly, because he knows the price is worth infinitely more than the gift. The 7-year term is significant. It's long enough that people forget about the deal. 7 years of prosperity makes the original desperation feel distant. People convince themselves they imagined it, or that El Charro won't really return, or that they'll figure out an escape. But El Charro is patient and exact. 7 years to the day, to the hour, he returns for collection. His appearance is always the same. He arrives at midnight on his black horse. He wears his black charro suit with silver decorations. His face remains hidden beneath his wide-brimmed hat, some say, because looking at his true face drives men insane. Others because the face constantly shifts between human and demonic. Still others that he has no face at all under the hat, just empty shadow. When El Charro Negro comes to collect, the person has no choice. They must go with him. Some stories say he drags them to hell immediately, the person disappearing in a flash of fire and sulfur, their screams echoing. Other versions say they're forced to mount the horse behind him, and they ride into darkness, never to be seen again. A few accounts claim the person is transformed into a black horse themselves, joining El Charro's stable of damned souls. But there's a crucial detail. El Charro Negro never forces anyone to make the initial deal. He only appears when summoned. You have to go to a crossroads, preferably one where someone died, making it a place between life and death at midnight. You have to call him by name. You have to explicitly ask for his help. He respects free will, in his twisted way. You damn yourself. He just provides the mechanism. This is why Mexican elders warn, never make deals in desperation. Never call on El Charro Negro, no matter how bad things get. Because 7 years feels like forever when you're starving, but it passes in an instant when you're prosperous. And the devil always collects what he's owed. Some say El Charro Negro still rides through Mexico every night, visiting those who called him years before. Others claim he appears at crossroads even without being summoned, watching, waiting for someone desperate enough to acknowledge his presence. And once you see him, once you recognize what he is, the temptation becomes nearly irresistible, because he knows exactly what you want, and he's willing to give it to you. All you have to do is ask. But asking means 7 years of borrowed time. 7 years of living on a ticking clock. 7 years until the hoofbeats return. And there is no escape, no loophole, no way to cheat the devil. Especially when the devil is dressed as a charro, representing everything you wish you could be, offering everything you think you need, and smiling beneath that black hat because he knows you're already his. El Charro Negro's powers center on temptation, contract, and inevitable collection. Unlike entities who hunt randomly, he operates by strict supernatural rules that make him impossible to escape once engaged. His primary power is omniscience regarding desires. When you summon him, he instantly knows what you want most. You don't have to explain. He reads your desperation and crafts the perfect offer. A poor man wants wealth, El Charro produces gold. A lovesick woman wants a specific man, El Charro makes it happen. A humiliated person wants revenge, El Charro delivers. His offers are never generic. They're precisely calibrated to your specific breaking point. His second power is absolute delivery. Whatever he promises, he provides. The gold is real, not illusion or cursed. It spends normally, doesn't vanish. The love he creates is genuine. The target truly falls in love. The revenge is complete and ease actually suffer. This isn't a trick. El Charro fulfills his contracts perfectly because it makes the price seem fair. You got what you wanted. Now he gets what he wants. Third is his binding contract power. The moment you agreed, the handshake, the verbal acceptance, you're supernaturally bound. You can't escape through technicalities, lawyers, or prayers. The contract exists beyond physical reality. Even priests cannot break it. Some desperate people have tried everything. Exorcisms, pilgrimages to holy sites, deals with saints. Nothing works. El Charro's contracts are absolute. Fourth is his perfect memory and patience. 7 years is nothing to him. He could wait centuries. He never forgets a deal. On collection day, he appears exactly on time, exactly where the deal was made. You might have moved to another city, another country even, doesn't matter. He finds you. Fifth is his collection inevitability. When he comes for you, nothing can stop him. Locked doors don't slow him. Hiding is pointless. Running is futile. Some people have tried barricading themselves in churches. He waits outside until they must eventually leave. The truly desperate have attempted suicide before collection day. According to legend, they wake up alive, unharmed, with El Charro standing over them. You cannot escape death when death has a prior claim. But there are, not defenses exactly, but wisdoms. The most important, never summon him, no matter how desperate. There are stories of people starving to death rather than call El Charro Negro, and they're considered the smart ones. Death is temporary. Damnation is forever. Second, if you accidentally see El Charro Negro at a crossroads without summoning him, don't acknowledge him. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak. He can only engage if you initiate. Walk away. Go a different route. The sighting itself isn't the trap, acknowledging him is. Third, if someone you love made a deal, there's allegedly one way to save them. On collection night, before El Charro arrives, the person must give away everything they gained from the deal. Every coin, every benefit. Return completely to the state they were in before. If they have absolutely nothing left from the deal, if they're exactly as poor, powerless, or miserable as before, some stories say, El Charro has no claim because technically they didn't keep their end. This almost never works because people can't bring themselves to give up everything. Fourth, never make a deal for someone else's benefit. Make my daughter healthy and take me instead. El Charro accepts these deals, provides the benefit, but the twist is the daughter suffers knowing her health cost her parents' soul. The psychological torment becomes worse than the original problem. Modern encounters with El Charro Negro continue across Mexico and Mexican immigrant communities worldwide. In 2016, a man in Durango reported making a deal with El Charro Negro for wealth. 7 years later, in 2023, he disappeared the night before his 50th birthday, exactly 7 years to the day. His family found sulfur burns on the floor where he stood. In 2018, a woman in Mexico City claimed she saw El Charro Negro at a crossroads near her home 3 nights in a row. She never spoke to him, never acknowledged him. On the 4th night, he wasn't there. She believes he was testing her, waiting to see if she'd crack. In 2020, during COVID lockdowns, when many Mexicans faced economic desperation, reports of El Charro Negro sightings increased dramatically. Multiple priests reported people coming to confess they'd summoned him out of desperation. The priests could offer absolution for the sin of summoning, but couldn't break the contracts. Social media in Mexican communities treats El Charro Negro with genuine fear. Unlike some folklore that's become entertainment, this legend maintains its teeth. Parents seriously warn adult children against desperation deals. I don't care how bad it gets. You don't call him, we'll figure something else out. El Charro Negro represents something fundamental about Mexican spirituality. The belief that supernatural forces respect free will, but hold you to your choices. The devil can't force you to hell, you have to choose it. But once you choose, once you make that deal, there's no backing out. He's also about the danger of short-term thinking. 7 years feels like forever when you're in crisis. But it's not, it's nothing. And trading eternity for 7 years of comfort is the worst bargain imaginable. Yet desperate people make it constantly, because desperation destroys perspective. In Mexico, when someone suddenly becomes wealthy without explanation, people whisper, "Hizo un trato con el Charro Negro," he made a deal with the black Charro, and they start counting years. If 7 years pass and the person is still alive and prosperous, everyone breathes easier. But if the person disappears exactly 7 years later, or dies under mysterious circumstances, everyone knows El Charro Negro collected another debt. So, at Mexican crossroads, when midnight approaches and desperation weighs heavy, remember, if you hear hoofbeats, if you see a figure in black on a black horse, don't look, don't speak, don't acknowledge, because El Charro Negro is always willing to make a deal, and his terms are always the same. 7 years of everything you want, then eternity of regret. The deal is always clear. The devil never cheats. He doesn't have to. Desperation does that work for him.